Yo, 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 what's good? Thank you for coming to the House of Barf. I'm Chairman, and before we get started, I would just like to emphasize that the content that we share on House of Barf is for informational and entertainment purposes only. We are not financial advisors, and the information provided should not be considered as professional financial advice. Investing and financial decisions involve risk. It is crucial to do your own research or consult with a qualified professional before making any financial choices. The opinions expressed on House of Barf are of our own and do not reflect the views of any organizations that we may be affiliated with. Please remember that past performance is not indicative of future results, and the financial landscape can change rapidly. Always conduct thorough due diligence and seek financial advice from a financial advisor tailored to your personal needs and circumstances. By listening to this podcast, you agree that the host and in the future, if we have any guests, are not responsible for any financial decisions you make as a result of the information presented on House of Barf. Now let's dive into today's episode. Yo, 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 what's good? It's Chairman House of Barf. Just getting up. I know it's kind of like, man, this guy, he just be all into this and, hey, broke man investments. Here we go. You know, we're just getting into it. So, was just getting back to trying to do a little bit of research, before the day gets crazy. What is the point of doing all this research and everything? What's the end game you trying to achieve? Full-time day trader or whatever it is. Not necessarily. I'm not necessarily saying that even if I became a full-time day trader, and some company brought me in and was like, hey, we would like to hire you on, that I would like turn it down and be like, nah, I'm good. I'm making enough money as a day trader as it is or whatever. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, if I'm day trading, you know what I'm saying? And, I got multiple strategies going on. I mean, I got multiple strategies that I can implement. Some company says, hey, we want to bring you on. You know what I'm saying? Under the right conditions, like, hell yeah, let's get this done. I set up my day trades. That's what I try to tell people at the same time. I got, you get some assholes around you that, want to be like, oh man, you've been trading since you was like this age. If I was trading since I was investing since I was that age, I'd be rich, blah, blah, blah. I'm just getting started and, I'm making this much, blah, 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 every day or whatever, blah, blah, blah. I say, okay, great job. Yo, that's what the game is about. The game is not about just me trying to prove to everybody. Like, man, you know how many, I can't even imagine. Even recently, I've had some people even try to support me with a loan because they're like, yo, you get this stuff. You know what I'm saying? You get it. Like, like if we can help you secure a loan, because the upkeep of appearances and whatnot. Like if you can stay in your home and keep your car and all these various other things, if you can achieve these things, then you could start getting people to believe in you, to invest in you. And I'm like, that's not what I want to do, man. That honestly sounds like a scam, and it's like, you can fake it till you make it, whatever. And it's like, I'm really good. And plus, well, if you have so much confidence in your abilities, have faith. Take out a loan, do what you got to do, get it back. I said, okay, I got it. Get it. When the right loan comes around, the right loan will come around. I'm not going to go in desperation and just go to try to secure any loan, so that I can, hang with the big dogs and be in these meetings. I mean, seriously, by some of these interviews coming out, that I'm looking at, mainly, we looked at the Cat Williams interview and, let me think. There's probably a couple other interviews. We got the Epstein files about to come out. That looked like some money heist shit. Like there's some file deep down into the ocean in some secured safe that somebody just swam to and finally pulling out. And it's like, what did they steal from the bank? Did they steal $200 million? No. They stole a list of 200 names. Like, oh shit, is it really that serious? It's 200 names of people who were on flight logs and visited this island where potentially the age of 14 was too old. Oh shit. You know, so um so looking at some of this information, and maybe I'm sounding like I'm a Steve Harvey. Like maybe I sound like that. Maybe well, I don't know if it's true what you were saying. If he was such successful as a trader, then why is he not making it? If he was so successful as an actor or something, why didn't he get the big movies? Why Bernie get Ocean's 11 and Steve Harvey got some game show? You know what I'm saying? And I mean, Family Feud's cool and all, but I mean, when I heard Cat Williams say it, I kind of was like, you had Louis Anderson, if I'm correct, who I thought was hilarious, and then you kind of had the guy from Home Improvement. I don't know. Was there anyone else in there that I can think of from my generation? It's kind of like Ocean's 11, uh, Family Feud. It's like, oh, you kind of think about things. So I get it. I get it. If he's so good at investing, why is he not rich? Why is he broke? You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, it is what it is. I'm gonna try to get this information. I'm gonna try to retain the information. I'm gonna try to utilize the information, and I'm gonna take my time, and everything's gonna work itself out just fine. And plus, supposedly, as a man that believes in God, believes in Jesus, supposedly we are not even supposed to be focusing on the treasures of the earth. We're supposed to be focused on the treasures in heaven, whatnot. But it's all good, and I have faith, God got me. My house is God's house, and God's going to take care of His house. I'm God's son. I'm pretty sure He's going to take care of His son. Just think about your kid. No offense, if you're an active parent, you know what I'm saying. Is there anything that you wouldn't do for your child? Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going through all this. I really think it's just a test to me to say like, hey, you know what I'm saying? People are going to do you wrong, and for me to put you in a position of money and power, down there on earth, I need to make sure that you're ready, like that Cheez-It commercial. You know what I'm saying? Um, or do I need to put you back, and not mature enough yet, so I'm taking my time. We're going to get it. Yeah, I'm going to keep doing research. I'm going to keep allowing y'all to join me, whatnot. Try so much not to get into the personal life so much anymore. That kind of was prior to, you know what I'm saying? I'll keep trying to be transparent, let y'all know who I am, what's going on in my life, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not coming out here to be the guru or the goat. So if based on me investing since I was a youngin', and uh and the people I hopefully get interested in the market, in my personal opinion, I ain't gonna lie, I think I've gotten a lot of people interested in the market. I really do. Just even looking at interest rates, looking at inflation, looking at um uh uh different markets, land. Oh, I don't want to be in the stock market. I want to invest in land. Hey, everything is an investment. Everything. You decide that you want to get married, that's an investment. And I'm starting to learn that you really got to make a great idea if you're going to get married, because it's an investment. It can either give you a return or it can wipe you clean. You know what I'm saying? It's everything. Again, you open up a bank account, you're weighing the opportunities of putting your money in some type of investment or just putting it in the bank. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to look for your return, your risk, you're weighing it all out. So everyone, if you got a bank account, brokerage account, land, real estate, small business, hobby, we all been investing since the first time you got a dollar. You got a dollar, and what did you do? You got a jar, and you put it in that jar. You're investing. You're not investing necessarily in the jar, but you've made a decision. Instead of getting this dollar and putting it in a bank account or buying a shovel or whatever it is. If you decided, hey, I'm going to go get a second shovel and I'm going to bring on one of my buddies, you know what I'm saying? So I got a shovel. I'm shoveling driveways. I'm cutting grass. You got one lawnmower, and you say, "Hey, mom and dad, can you take me to the store to go get me another lawnmower?" It's like, boy, but you only got two hands, two legs. What you gonna do with another lawnmower? Oh, I'm gonna bring in one of my buddies, and I'm gonna have them cut grass with me, so we can double up on the houses. You know what I'm saying? It's all investment. So, yeah, it may have been investing 15, 16 years, and sometimes people can take little grains of information and they can try to twist it on you. Oh, you've been investing 15, 16 years. Why are you not rich? It's like, dog, do you got a bank account? Do you got real estate? You know what I'm saying? Not being defensive, but it's, dog, you've been investing just as long as I have. Oh, well, if I was day trading, you know, I haven't always been day trading. That's the one thing is I remember when I was at my former company, no, a couple companies ago, I used to keep up with the market, still kind of do daily. As y'all see, I post pretty much daily, if not multiple times daily. Keep with the market daily. And occasionally I would go in and do like a rebalance or whatever, but I was at work. So you got coworkers who are like these super day traders. Like even at work, they're day trading. And it's kind of fucking rude in my personal opinion. I'm like, dog, we got this fucking job that we're all trying to get done. You're over there drinking coffee at 9 a.m. in the morning, and you can almost clock it. You're going to be shitting by 10:30. You're going to be in there for another hour, sitting on the shitter, day trading. Then you go to your office. It's fucking 11:30. You know what I'm saying? You've been in the bathroom for an hour. You know what I'm saying? Now you're in your office and you're doing some more of your day trades. And it's like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? So I kept up with the market. I even sometimes would even keep my phone on a little stand and put on CNBC and just kind of, keep with the markets. And people would ask me, yo, you're a trader. I say, I invest, you know what I'm saying? And when I would show, a couple people would ask, like, what you got going on? I was like, yo, I purchased this stock. If you look up the transaction history, my transaction history would be empty. It's like, yo, what's up with your, I was like, dog, I don't trade like daily or whatever. Like I purchase, these stocks, whatever it is, Amazon, whatever, Apple, whatever it is. I don't know what I had at the times. Maybe some speculative companies like Zynga or something. Um, and I say, yo, I let them sit, they do their thing, and then I move on. You know what I'm saying? Because I gotta focus on the job, the task at hand. I can't be day trading all day every day. So out of the 15 years, 16 years, however long I've been investing, how many times like seriously day traded doing the shit I'm doing right now? If I had to say, it's probably 10, it's probably 80/20. 10 of those years are probably where long-term investing, purchasing Google, you know what I'm saying, holding it for 5, 10 years, purchasing whatever stocks. I can't even remember them all. I don't know, Kimberly Clark or 3M. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And holding them 5, 7 years, and then leaving a job. You know what I'm saying, or getting terminated or whatever, and then day trading for a year until I find another job, and then I find another job, and then setting up the portfolio, to get back to work. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't really focus. Like if you're day trading, you can't really. I don't know if this is a good. You can't really swim with one foot in and one foot out. I mean, you can't. You can't really get a good swim. You know what I'm saying? You could try to. I don't know if that's even possible. You kind of have to dive in. You got to be in it. You know what I'm saying? That's more so where it's like, yo, I can't, be dedicated to the job and be day trading. I have to either tell the company, yo, I'm good. I just want to get back to day trading, or I have to go ahead and set up my portfolio. And you can implement so many different strategies. I mean, really. I mean, a long call. Let's say you see a company that's, I don't know, appears to have, been oversold or undervalued or something. And you say, okay, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and get a, 365 long call, and you're good. You know what I'm saying? You got the long call, 365 days. You can set, I don't know if you can set your order types like crazy. Like, I think sometimes if you put the price way out of range, it's like, I don't even know if it allows it. But you can set your, excuse me, you can set your order types. You know what I'm saying? If you, even as a long term trader, one thing I realized that I really messed up in the past is that as a long term trader, I kind of just sat and forget my stocks. You know what I'm saying? I don't, now I'm looking back, I'm like, that really wasn't the best idea. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, sometimes I would put order types in and then I would remove them and just be like, screw it. I don't really, if this, I'm good. If this thing, drops some more, I'll just go ahead and just write it out. Long-term investing. Warren Buffett's been holding Coca-Cola since the 30s. I'm gonna be like Warren Buffett, and I'm gonna hold these from since 2015 to when I'm an old man or whatever. And I look back and I'm like, you know what? That was really some dumb trade. Not dumb. That really was not some I don't know, prudent investing. Or it wasn't really. There's so many times I was up 50% on the stock and didn't even sell it, or didn't even, put an order type in or anything. Just left it. And then things like COVID came around and wiped my ass out. And now finally, COVID is finally, the COVID trading is finally starting to, I think, finally recover itself. You know what I'm saying? Like 3 years later, so it's like, all right, cool, we're getting here. We're getting here, But now moving forward, even if I do long term invest, I'm going to make sure that I have some parameters set, whether they're hedge positions, like if I decide that I'm going to hold a call forever, maybe make it a spread. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. Or maybe have an order type in. If this thing drops 50%, get me out of here or something. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I know I'm going to use some type of strategy. Or if a stock shoots up, I got a 365 long call, and my long call goes from 10 to 15 in a matter of a couple days or something like that, or 10 to 20 or something, setting either order type, or start selling or sell the call. You know what I'm saying? Or exercise it if it's necessary, and start selling short calls. I have no idea. I have no idea what I'm going to do. All I know is that I'm going to put in a strategy that is going to be beneficial. That's the other thing about investing that a lot of people don't get is you you have to get through multiple situations in your life. We're all going to go through the trials and tribulations of life. You know what I'm saying? Um, I got that first time I really heard somebody say it like in real life. I believe it was Martin Lawrence and Run Tell That. Um, but like we all have our trials and tribulations, and the thing is, um, how are you gonna manage your investments when let's say you go back to school, or you get you and your spouse are about to have a baby, or you're in the process of purchasing another piece of real estate or land, or starting a new small business, or going back to work, or leaving your job, or whatever it is. All these different things that are going on during life. You know what I'm saying? Let's say you become successful trader, and now you become a person goes around giving speeches, whether it's on YouTube or interviews or whatever. How are you going to manage your day trades while you're traveling around giving out speeches? You know what I'm saying? Like, you, not saying it's impossible, but I'm pretty sure, what if you become a professional athlete? You know what I'm saying? And right now you're dedicated to the game. Basically a job. You get a new job. How are you going to manage your portfolio? And during, let's say, I hate to say it, what if you lose somebody close to you and you're just not in the right headspace? You gotta get your mind right. How are you going to manage your portfolio during these times? And that's the real gangster shit to me. That somebody who has this situation going on and doesn't just quit. It's just like, you know what? I'm gonna switch this portfolio up. I'm gonna get it right. You know what I'm saying? And then I just gotta go focus on something else real quick, because um, I just can't right now. You know what I'm saying? What if you get wore out from the game? You've been trading 5 years, daily. You know what I'm saying? Basically just weekends off, holidays off. You do it 5, 6 years and you're burnt. You know what I'm saying? You're a day trader. You're burnt. What if you say to yourself, man, I need to protect my mental health. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm not just going to jump out of the market. I may purchase bonds. I may hop in bonds right now, U.S. Treasuries or something, or I may liquidate and put it into a bank account, just a various things to balance. And I really do believe everybody can do this on their own. I truly do. I could be wrong. Except if you're truly busy, then you could possibly have to hire an advisor to kind of like manage your affairs. You know what I'm saying? Or I don't know what happens if your assets become really big. You know what I'm saying? You're hitting millions of dollars and you may have to bring in a team of people to help you out. Tax advisor, lawyers, CPAs, CFAs, whatever. I don't know. Because I'm not there yet. Right now, I can pretty much manage my portfolio myself. You know what I'm saying? But you may have to bring in, because if you're over around traveling, giving interviews and speeches based on your skills, you got to keep your skills up. Because I will say this game, you know, even me, that's why I'm really getting back into this, because for the last approximately 4 or 5 years, I was long term trading. And I wasn't even really trading. I was a set and forget, my trades. Occasionally I would go in and rebalance. I try to go in like every 6 months or, what I'm saying, whatnot, rebalance. If I got some stock that's, gone up significantly, maybe I would take some cream off the crop or take some cream off the top. Maybe not sell everything, but maybe sell 25%, 30% of it. Anything that's down, maybe I double down. Maybe I say, let me go ahead and take some of those gains. Maybe I want to reinvest them into this company. This company's getting the shit kicked out of them. Radio Shack, JC Penney's, what's going on here? Get this other one, Atomera, kicking my fucking ass. And innovative industrial properties, whatever, kicking my ass. Maybe I want to say, what, I don't think this company is going anywhere. I want to go ahead and double down on them. Take two. Let me go ahead and double down on them. Try to dollar cost average or whatnot. Now I'm understanding there's different ways to go about it. You know what I'm saying? If you want to double down, sometimes you could even just sell a short put. It'd be cash secured, so you'd be losing the money. Not losing it, but it comes out of your account. Um, and then if it hits that price, you you basically double down. If it doesn't, you collect the premium. So there's different strategies you could go about it. But yeah, people get real surprised how much I keep up with the market and how much I don't trade, how much like trades I actually make and do. It's like, nah, for years I was just long term trading. I just keep up with the markets just in case there's a little intricate piece of information that's like, holy shit. Like COVID was a huge piece of information. I didn't even trade on it. I left my portfolio alone. Um, so yeah, I probably lost a lot of funds, and when I told people basically I'm probably just going to hold in 30, 24, 36 months from now, it should start recovering. Which it is kind of right now. Probably lost a lot of credibility. People are like, "Oh, he's a maniac. He's insane." I'm getting out of this. I'm getting out of this market. Cryptocurrency hurt the fuck out of me because I couldn't hold much longer. I couldn't. Invested. Whew, I invested and I couldn't hold, and I had to liquidate. And now of course it's going up. So I heard Bitcoin's at over 45,000 or something now. So yeah, I keep up with these markets. Right now I'm trading because I lost my job. I lost a lot of stuff going on, and really, two things. I mean, to be honest, uh, I'm not sure. I'm just two things. This may be helping me cope with everything that I'm going on, keeping my mind occupied so that I'm not sitting out there thinking about, I don't know, trapping or, going out just doing promiscuous activities to, keep my mind occupied, or getting into fights or shooting, or whatever. Not saying I would, but, when you sit and, you don't have anything to do with your time, there's opportunities for you to get distracted with things that may not be in your best interest. Not saying I would do any of those things, but who knows? Or even binge watching television. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, maybe this is helping me cope with everything that's going on, keep my mind occupied. But also on the other end, I got to get some funds in. I can't, like, I got, man, bills are just piling up. I'm always just 30 days away, 60, 90 days away from losing everything, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm good, 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 moving, pushing, um, to stay alive, survive, keep my head above water. Seriously, man, this shit is not easy. I appreciate the grind. I appreciate the grit. You know what I'm saying? This is building up characteristics. This is building up true grit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to hang in there and get this done. But yeah, just know that, we're all investing. You know what I'm saying? We're all investing. We're all waiting. The thing that's scary is a lot of I think a lot of people don't have uh the just in lack of better words, the knowledge of different investment instruments. And that's the thing, even myself, I don't know a lot about real estate. I don't know a lot about taxes. I don't know a lot about purchasing land. I don't know a lot about small business. You know what I'm saying? I don't know a lot about this shit. As you can probably tell, I barely know anything about business accounting, regulations, and finance. You know what I'm saying? If I was so good, shouldn't I have a bank account that I should be able to just take care of all my bills and focus on my day trading? My bank account was decent. You know what I'm saying? It was good enough to get me along this far for a little while, but it was nothing superior. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't, 24 months out of work, man, I'm almost wiped out right now, just trying to figure shit out. So yeah, it's a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I'm gonna keep focusing. I'm gonna keep trying to post. Um, is anybody paying attention? I got some listeners. It's nothing crazy. You know what I'm saying? And thank you to everybody who decides to stop by the house and come kick it. And will I start purchasing the equipment, professional microphone and actually have a mic stand instead of putting it in my hand or some Kleenex boxes or on a pillow or whatever? Yeah, I'll get all that. And then maybe eventually get the camera, what I'm saying? And then eventually get the crew. One thing real quick is I think of my life why I'm not trying to say I've done bad, but one reason why I think I'm not really as successful is I always was more so trying to find the group of people that I want to share my wealth with. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm gonna give my mama this much. I'm gonna give my daddy this much. I'm gonna give my siblings this much. I'm gonna give my relatives this much. I'm gonna give my friends this much. Oh, we're gonna go party here. We're gonna go party there. I think it's good in theory, a good thought. You know what I'm saying? But I was never really securing the bag. You know what I'm saying? Like never secured the bag. Now I'm more so like, yo, I'm kind of like trying to like wipe out, no offense, a lot of individuals in my life. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I need to clear my plate because I'm too focused on these individuals that if I win the lottery, hey, let's go play the lotto. If I win the lottery, I promise I'm gonna give you all like $1,000 for what? No reason, just because. You know what I'm saying? Um, and now I think I'm more focused on securing the bag. Secure the bag, keep my faith. You know what I'm saying? Stay faithful, keep a childhood mindset, have fun. You know what I'm saying? And also wisdom, use your wisdom as well, but be a visionary and have fun and don't worry about all the other nonsense on social media or YouTube of this guy saying if you don't make $400,000 a month or a year or something, you should be ashamed of yourself, or your homeboys or homegirls that are talking about, oh man, you should be rich by now or whatever, or somebody saying that if you're not worried about your job over your mom dying, fuck you, you cunt or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Forget all that nonsense. Leave that all to them. You know what I'm saying? Just stay focused on your path. You know what I'm saying? It's all helping the industry as a whole. As a whole. You get people interested, they trade, they become multimillionaires before you do. Congratulate them. You know what I'm saying? Good job. Whatever you did, it's working for you. You know what I'm saying? And but then over the years, hopefully the different balances and strategies come up because things will happen. People will get sick. People will die. New opportunities become available. And that's when it's like, okay, well, how are we going to approach this? Are you going to hire an advisor now who believes in the market like you do and who believes in your methods like you do? Are you gonna quit? Are you gonna change your strategy? It's a whole lot. It's a whole lot. So yeah, I'm about to go ahead get into this. It's approximately 6:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. January 8th, 2024. So I've been babbling on for a little while. So I'm going to go ahead. I started reading on some analysis yesterday out of my general securities book. And I've read this book definitely one time all the way through. But after that, I refer back to it constantly and just go pick out little sections that I want to tighten up on. So right now I kind of want to tighten up on fundamental analysis um, because it's kind of like, and again, these are all just analysis. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure, I don't want, discredit anybody, but I'm pretty sure there's some scientists that have so many analysis and everything and have still failed. Not failed, because I don't really look at things as failures. Opportunities to grow, if you want to call it that. I'm pretty sure there's some people on Space Force. There's been studying space for 15 years and still haven't cracked the code or whatever they're trying to crack the code on. I was listening to Terrence Howard talk about some flower. I don't know. It means something, eternity, and immortality or something. And people have been studying this flower for 6,000 years. It's like, whoa, like damn. So maybe I'm making excuses. Maybe I'm saying, hey, the reason why I quit stand up is because I had 7 television series. Maybe I am making excuses. I don't think so. I think what I'm doing right now is I'm keeping it cool. I'm keeping it calm. One day, eventually, a loan will present itself. Somebody will say, hey, Chan, I see you're passionate about this market. I see you're doing really good, but I see you going through a couple of things. And I see that, you could really use capital. And they'll say, hey, we want to give you $100,000 loan and or something. I say, what percentage? You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to do no 9-10%. I did that shit back in college, and that shit was almost a death wish. You know what I'm saying? Stupidest shit I ever did. Well, we can do, I don't know, 2-3% or something. 2-3% on $100,000 loan. What's the duration? You got, I don't know, 36 months or something. You know what I'm saying? So that's a time crunch, man. Now you're like, but cool, we can work on that. 36 months, 100,000, 2-3%. I think I can achieve that. I could probably achieve that monthly. And then I could start giving y'all money back, and then I could hopefully do well. Could help me pay a couple bills. You know what I'm saying? Figure things out. We could figure things out. You know what I'm saying? Then the loan will come secure itself. Hopefully, I can pay some bills, focus on trading, and then try to make that money right back for the whoever loaned it to me. And who knows? It could even be a family member. I may not have to go to an institution, or I may not have to go to a bank and pull money out. I may have some family member that's willing to believe in me and invest in me and say, hey, we're gonna start you off. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna start you off or something. So all this stuff is all gonna work out in the end. Supposedly I got a couple companies that are interested in me right now that say they want to bring me in, but they're bringing me in. They're doing they're doing the typical thing. They're going to bring me in as a customer service rep, see how I do there. You got to test people like me out. And I don't even say I'm a genius at all. I'm not even saying I'm a genius. But I have noticed previously that there are some individuals that get straight into the personal advisor role, straight into the financial advisor role with the amount of knowledge that they have in the last 6 months. They've been reading basically their general securities book, and now they're an advisor. But the difference with them is they got the voice. They speak clearly, they speak up, they got the grooming, they get their haircuts every couple weeks, they buy the clothes. You know what I'm saying? They got the appearance. They're doing really well. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how they do it, and that's how they're moving ahead. And shout out to them as well. I don't really have all that. I don't have the grooming. I'm not the best at grooming myself. I don't have the voice. I pretty much just talk how I talk. You know what I'm saying? I just be chill. I just be trying to chill, and then I'm gonna get through all this, and it's all gonna be okay. So let me go ahead and get to these markets real quick. I'm taking a look at USD JPY. Short naked. Um, it's doing fine. Nothing too crazy. It hasn't like shot up through the roof. Um, even though I'm short in this, I am concerned about the people in Japan. I don't know what's still going on with their here. We could take a look real quick. Um, Japan news. I don't know where to go exactly. BBC has something. Japanese earthquake. Woman in 90s found alive under rubble. Oh, wow. After 5 days. Damn. Whatever she's eating or drinking, I need to get. I need to know what she's doing. 90 years old, survived 5 days under rubble. Shout out to her. See that? I needed that. Needed that good news. But yes, apparently there were about 62 dead, about 200 people hurt or missing. So with all this stuff going on, I understand the technicals. People say, "Oh, well, the technicals have reached support levels, so it may shoot up and blah 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 blah." Um, um, I don't know if this is really a great time for the Japanese yen. I'm not sure. I don't understand all the news yet. Again, I'm just now getting into currencies. And also moving, I will say one more thing. Also, moving forward, when I get my money, I'm not seriously going to be sitting around day trading all day at all. Uh, I'm either going to be focused on getting a career, maybe with the world economy or something. Um, Let me see. Make sure that's what it's called. World economy careers. Let me see. I believe it's called the world economy. The World Economic Forum, if that's correct. Um, or, I'm not sure. Yeah, the World Economic Forum, or, I don't know, some major bank or something, and getting in there and really trying to make a change moving forward. I'm not sure. I think I saw some news. Is there like 100 more banks that are about to have some issues? Let me see real quick. Let me see, 100 banks. I can't even remember what I saw the other day. 100 banks. I think I saw some news the other day. Let me see if I can quick. Give me just 1 second. Can't find it. Let me see. Real quick. Yeah, I can't find it right now. Let me see. One last try. I'm gonna see if I can find it. I didn't read the article, but it was something about. I'm not sure if they were getting prepared to possibly shut down or something. I can't find it. It's all good. If I find it, I'll be sure to just 1 second. I'm not exactly sure, but I think it may have been something like 110 banks. I think I may have found something. 110 banks are planning to replace the U.S. dollar. I'm not sure how true this is. But yeah, I was just taking a look at this the other day. Um, I'm not even sure if I can even find it. Correct. I think they're moving. I think they've been talking about this for a little while. Moving to that. Let me see. I'm on the FedReserve.gov. The Fed replacing cash with central bank digital currency. The Fed Reserve has made no decision on issuing a central bank digital currency (CBDC) and would only proceed with the issuance of CBDC with authorizing law. Testifying before a House Financial Services Committee in March 2023, Chair Powell said the CBDC is something we would certainly need congressional approval for. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. If there's going to be some type of recall on USD, um, I don't know what's going on. I really don't. Uh, is there? Let me see. I think there may be some list, some blacklist. 110 banks. I'm type in blacklist. I'm not sure. I'll take a look at that. I'll see if 110 banks replacing the dollar. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I'm not sure. So I guess essentially we could lose the USD and they replace it with these CBDCs, which I don't know, could be crazy. I don't know exactly what the CBDC is, but essentially, who knows what that means? You know, we have this digital dollar. Essentially, you could not use cash. So, I mean, I don't know if you ever seen this movie called Ninth District, but essentially everything's just going to be AI, and I mean, you can't even spend a dime without there being some, paper trail, whatever. But yeah, if I had, if I had enough money or whatever, I'm telling you, uh, I'm gonna call up the U.S. Treasury. Like, yo, I know it may not be billions of dollars, but I'm like, yo, I got like 5 mil, you know what I'm saying, or something. Would you be interested in taking this 5 mil and breaking me off with like, 10% annually, and make those payments if you could a little bit more than 6 months biannually? Could you make them like quarterly? You know what I'm saying? Uh, and then I had my other investments going on. I told you one thing I would like to do is build a bond ladder. So, take the money, break it up into different bonds so I could have interest payments coming every month. You know what I'm saying? Was it January, July, February, August, March, September, April, October? And then also finding some dividend companies and have them just send me dividends. Hopefully, I set up a dividend ladder as well, where I'm getting dividends monthly based on whenever the company pays out their dividends. This company pays out their dividends in January. This company pays out their dividends in February. You know what I'm saying? So I built that ladder up that way, and then receiving the dividends and the interest monthly. Pay my bills, and then get back to life. Either, I understand traveling and everything. I would do that probably for a little while, but then eventually there's no place like home. I'm from Kansas. I had to say it. So after that, um, I would try to join an organization and see if my abilities or capabilities are any valuable at an organization. Maybe I'm not in like an entry level position like customer service. Maybe I'm more so not even in like a management position, kind of like, like an executive, where we're actually making decisions not just on this organization, but even the industry as a whole. I mean, think about when I believe it was a John Bogle who brought in the index fund. Let me see real quick. Who started the first index fund? Oh, sorry. Who started the first index fund?
Founder Jack Bogle. According to CNBC, Vanguard founder Jack Bogle had launched the first index fund, the Vanguard 500 Index Fund, 17 years before, in 1976.
You know what's funny? I actually had the Vanguard 500 Index Fund for years. That was another long-term investment. Had that one for years. It was, what was it? VFINX? I can't even remember. It just, for me, it kept shooting up. It's probably, I can't even remember if it was it VFINX? I had that for years. Yeah, it's 433. Oh, see, yeah, see, it was kind of a good thing. Yeah, because I remember I got that thing low, and that thing, I mean, it went up consistently. You know what I'm saying? And then I was like, one day I was like, man, I made some pretty good money on this, and I believe I went ahead and let it go. And yeah, it was at about $500 when I let it go, if I'm correct. I'm not sure, but it was up there. It might have been around this price, around 430 something. I can't remember, but it doesn't look like it's moved much since I've gotten rid of it. And so, besides the dividends, I may have not missed out on much. But Jack Bogle brings in the index fund. For as humbly as possible, it'd be kind of crazy if you didn't have an index fund in your portfolio somewhere. QQQ, a SPY, what was it? I don't even know the Russell 2K joint. Whatever it is. Charles Schwab, I'm sure, got theirs. Vanguard has theirs. I'm sure T. Roy Price has theirs. All the various broker dealers and whatever companies got their index fund. Not saying that it's, but like, okay, if you have the money to put together 500 stocks, 4,000 stocks, whatever, then you made your own ETF. You know what I'm saying? That's essentially all it is. It's just a pre-made portfolio that, you pay your expense ratio on, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, that's exactly what, if you got that, then big ups. You don't even need no ETF. But if you're somebody with like 10K and you're just getting out, started out, and you're like, where do I put this 10K? I don't know what to do. I'm not saying I'm recommending. I don't give out recommendations or guidance or anything. All I'm saying is, an index fund may be a little bit easier than you trying to sit out there and try to pick, a bunch of stocks under $5 or $10 so that you can build a portfolio of, 10, 15, 16 different stocks so that you can actually get some volatility and also some balance. You don't want this shit all in tech and then COVID hits and tech gets slaughtered. You know what I'm saying? You want something that, you got a little bit of pharmaceuticals, you got a little, I can't even remember all the different industries, but utilities, energy, consumer staples, consumer discretionary, whatever the various ones are. You want a little bit in consumer discretionary because, as we read, consumer discretionary doesn't move that much in times of turmoil, but it doesn't move that much in times where it's growing. You try to balance it out, and then you do your little rebalancing every now and then, and you're good to go. You're doing very well. You're making more than the banks, and you may not be making as much as something else, real estate or something. Who knows? I don't know all the rules. I just try to abide. But yeah. So, but Jack Bogle brings in the index fund. Not saying it's impossible, but it'd be kind of crazy not to have an index fund in the portfolio. I mean, it changed the game. It's a game changing thing. Um, I can't remember the name of the guy. Let me see. Who's the name of the guy that invented cryptocurrency?
Satoshi Nakamoto. According to Wikipedia, Satoshi Nakamoto is the name used by the presumed pseudonymous person or persons who developed Bitcoin, authored the Bitcoin white paper, and created and deployed Bitcoin's original reference implementation.
Okay, so it sounds like that's a pseudonym. It sounds like that's not even their real name. His name, their name, her name, whatever. It sounds like it may even be a fake name, but created Bitcoin, changed the game. So, I probably wouldn't just stick to day trading all the time after I build the bond ladder, after I build the dividend ladder. Um, if there's anything else I would get into, got that taken care of. Trades can pretty much run themselves. And then I can get back to life, go on some dates with some beautiful women, you know what I'm saying? Take them out for dinner where they only give you like one little sushi on your plate and it's $10,000, but who cares? I got it, and then after doing all that, traveling and, doing all that stuff, then get back to, working for the World Economic Forum or Economic Forum or some big bank or something and figuring out how can we change this industry where we don't have concerns of people putting their monies in the bank and possibly losing it because the bank decides that they want to put all their money in on some cryptocurrency and then they default on their loan and then next thing you know the bank gets shut down and now all these people lose all their money and it's not even covered by the FDIC. How do we protect against that? How do we deal with that? We can't have that go on. You know, various things. How can we address the issue of 20% of the U.S. population being invested, and of that 20%, 70% of those people being Caucasian? How do we get more brown, black people, whatever, the Crayola box, invested? How do we get more young people investing? Instead of, no offense, getting their inheritance from a parent and deciding that they're going to go put it all on red. How do we get that person to be in a safe space that they're confident that they can call up a broker dealer and say, hey, could you help me out? And that how can we get, representatives from, essentially stealing money from clients, or or churning their accounts. How can we protect the integrity of the industry for future generations to come? How can we address the issue of generational wealth uh, only lasting 2 or 3 generations? How can we address that so that if this person built up generational wealth, how can we help people secure that bag for future generations to come and not blow it all on trips around the world and cocaine? Let's see if we can address these issues. How can we get people to understand accounting more in their own personal life? You know, regulations. How can we get people to understand regulations more? How can we get people to understand where they can go if they're ever seeking help from when they did get scammed? Just making it out there that you can reach out to the FBI or SEC or FINRA or whatever. Just getting all this information out and helping people out. Again, I'm 36. I do feel older, but also I still got plenty of time. No offense. Again, rest in peace to Charlie Munger, and wish his family the best. But Charlie Munger was 99 when he passed away, and I can't remember, but I believe I can't remember any of the trades he made, but I believe I've read a few of the trades that he made prior to his passing. I can't remember, or at least Berkshire Hathaway. Uh, um, I can't remember any of them right now, but I remember reading about them. Paramount, I think, was one. I can't remember. Crap. But regardless, I mean, trading up until 99. So, I mean, that's plenty of time. Not saying I'm going to make it to 99. I'm not sure. That's a blessing. But I'm going to keep going. There's so much to be achieved. There's so much to be done. Taking the time, trying to build it up, and we'll see where it goes, if it works out or not. And not trying to compete or be in competition, or not so much that, but like being derailed or distracted by other people's successes and everything. That it's all for the whole industry. Also, one thing I would like to work on is involving possibly quantum computing and investing. Is we already got algorithm trading. We got AI, robo investing, robo advisors. How can we work on enhancing that, where anybody, your basic Joe Schmo, who knows that they need to do more with their money besides just letting it sit in the bank, can feel confident in hiring this computer to do its trading, and not do anything crazy like try to take over the world or something. Just working on those various things. Just helping. I'm big on democracy in the sense of democracy, if I'm correct, is a term meaning for the people. You know what I'm saying? So yes, I'm big on helping for the people. I'm big on it. I really would like to help and I'm not saying that I'm against anybody who's for themselves or anything, but I'm just saying I really would like to help the people. Just basic shit, just understanding that one of the biggest things in our lives that we love is our bank account. It's like huge to us. You know what I'm saying? But just getting the knowledge out that the relationship, the true relationship with the bank account is you're lending your funds to the bank so that they can pursue their, whatever experiences or whatever. And they're giving you an interest rate. Where does that interest rate come from? Is it just the bank just going around just letting money sit in some box somewhere with your name on it, and they'll just say, hey, we're going to give you some money? No, you're lending it to the bank, saying, hey, bank, I'm going to give you my money to hold, keep safe or whatever. And when I come back for it, I would like my principal, maybe with a little bit of interest. And they say, sure, bring it over. You know what I'm saying? We'll get you signed up. Thank you. They should be thanking you to bring your money over. Thank you for bringing your money to our bank. Not so much, shut up and go sit down in line. Wait, that's the relation. You sit down. You're like, oh, they got suckers, lollipops, whatever they're called. Right here. I'm just gonna suck on one of these suckers and just sit in here, and you get treated like shit. No, go to another bank, somebody who's going to treat you better, because you're lending them your money and they're going to give you an interest rate for it. And no offense, the bank teller probably understands this, but bank teller probably don't really understand this. Bank tellers just doing their job. They know how to do their job very well. But all right. So I'm gonna do just a little bit of reading, real quick. My day is about to get started, but let me see if I can get some reading in before my day gets too crazy. Thank you so much to everybody that decides to come over to my house. I appreciate it. I'm Chairman. This is House of Barf. Introducing the Listener Support Program, fueling the future and quality of House of Barf. Dear loyal listeners, at the House of Barf, we strive to bring you the most engaging, informative, and entertaining content every day into the world of business, accounting, regulation, and finance. We strive to provide you with expert knowledge, practical tips, and thought-provoking discussions to help you excel in your financial endeavors. We are dedicated to fostering meaningful conversations, sharing valuable insights, and creating a community of like-minded individuals who are passionate about business, accounting, regulation, and finance. Producing high-quality content requires dedication, resources, and effort from a talented team of one, me, but in the future, hopefully I'll have a team. That's why we are excited to introduce our Listener Support Program. This initiative allows you, our cherished audience members, to play a pivotal role in shaping the future and the content and assuring House of Barf's sustainability. In the future, becoming a supporter, you will be able to enjoy a range of exclusive benefits. Benefits that I'm hoping to be able to bring eventually: early access to episodes, access to episodes that are not, public, that are not accessible to everyone, possibly even create better content. And then all those mistakes I make, maybe I'll put them in a separate episode. You'll be able to get some behind the scenes stuff, and other exclusive things such as merchandise. Possibly I have, a children's book coming out, may be able to offer that. Your support goes directly towards enhancing the quality of our content, expanding our reach, our research, and investing in new resources and technology to bring you even better experiences. Your contribution will help us continue to deliver thought-provoking discussions, captivating stories, and insightful I didn't mean to say that. Maybe in the future, may possibly interview someone that will keep you engaged and inspired. Join us in shaping the future of House of Barf by becoming a supporter today. Your generosity empowers us to keep our conversations alive and ensures that we can contribute to provide valuable content to audiences around the United States and hopefully in the future of the world. To support us, simply visit podcasters.spotify.com. Then you can get to House of Barf. Also, it is on Spotify. And support this podcast and become a supporter and choose a membership tier that aligns with your preferences. Every contribution, no matter how small or how big, makes a meaningful impact and is deeply appreciated. Thank you for being an essential part of our journey. With your support, we can reach new heights and create content that truly resonates with you, our incredible listeners. God bless. Happy listening. I'm Chanman. This is House of Barf. Again, if you would like, you can visit podcasters.spotify.com/pod/show/Chan-man7. And you can go to support this podcast and become a supporter today. Thank you. You can also reach me at c287gph@gmail.com. Thank you again. You have a wonderful day. God bless. Yo. All right. So I'm getting into my general securities book, just taking a look at it. Right now, I'm looking at an example of a balance sheet. So I'm looking at assets, current assets, cash and equivalents, accounts receivable, inventory, prepaid expenses, total current assets. Then I'm looking at fixed assets, building furniture, fixtures, including 10 million depreciation, land. And seriously, I used to keep a balance sheet for my own personal finances. Dead ass. I'm not even joking. I need to get back to it. Um, Other intangibles, goodwill, total assets. Then liabilities and net worth. Current liabilities, accounts payable, accrued wages payable, current portion of long-term debt, total current liabilities. Long-term liabilities, 20% convertible debentures. If I'm correct, debenture just means an unsecured loan. What is a secured loan? Like, I think unsecured, I gotta look it up. But essentially, I think you don't know much about the company or something. They don't have, here, gosh darn it. I can't remember what it's I believe unsecured loan. Let me check. What is a debenture?
According to BDC, a debenture is a type of long-term business debt not secured by any collateral. It is a funding option for companies with solid finances that want to avoid issuing shares and diluting their equity.
Okay, it's not backed by any collaterals. All right, so you got the debenture that you have to pay back. Um, Net worth, preferred stock, convertible, common stock, capital and access, retained earnings. Total net worth, total liabilities, and net worth. All right, cool. Um, all right, shareholders' equity. Shareholders' equity, also called net worth or owner's equity, is the stockholder's claims on a company's assets after all of its creditors have been paid. Okay, cool. Um, Shareholders' equity equals total assets less total liabilities. On a balance sheet, three types of shareholders' equity are identified: capital stock at par, capital in excess of par, and retained earnings. Capital stock at par. Capital stock includes preferred and common stock listed at par value. Par value is the total dollar value assigned to stock certificates when a corporation's owners, the stockholders, first contributed capital. Par value of common stock is an arbitrary value with no relationship to market price. I'm sorry. Capital stock includes preferred and common stock listed at par value. Par value is the total dollar value assigned to stock certificates when the corporation's owners, the stockholders, first contributed capital. Okay. Par value of a common stock is an arbitrary value with no relation to the market price. Okay, great. All right, capital in excess of par. Capital in excess of par, often called additional paid in capital or paid in surplus, and the amount of money over par value that a company received for selling stock. All right, retained earnings. Retained earnings, sometimes called earned surplus, are profits that have not been paid out in dividends. Retained earnings represent the total of all earnings held since the corporation was formed, less dividends paid to stockholders. Let me see, I'm sorry. This is called earnings or profits that have not been paid out in dividends. Retained earnings represent the total of all earnings held since the corporation was formed, less dividends paid to stockholders. Operating losses in any year reduced to the retained earnings from prior years. I'm sorry. Capitalization. A company's capitalization is the combined sum of its long-term debt and equities accounts. The capital structure is the relative amounts of debt and equity that compose a company's capitalization. Some companies finance their businesses with a large portion of borrowed funds. Other finance growth with retained earnings from normal operations and little or no debt. Liquidity. Working capital is the amount of capital or cash a company has available. Working capital is therefore a measure of a firm's liquidity, its ability to quickly turn assets into cash to meet its short-term obligations. The formula for working capital is current assets minus current liabilities equals working capital. Liquidity is important because it is the measure of a company's ability to pay the expenses associated with running the business, and hopefully without having to take a bunch of money, whatever. I don't know. Changes that affect the balance sheet. Balancing the balance sheet. Balance sheets, by definition, must be balanced. Every financial change in a business requires two offsetting changes on the company's books, known as a double entry bookkeeping. Depreciating assets. Because fixed assets such as building equipment and machinery wear out as they are used, they decline in value over time. This decline in value is called depreciation. A company's tax bills are reduced each year the company depreciates fixed assets. A company's tax bills are reduced each year the company depreciates fixed assets used in the business. Depreciation affects the company in two ways. Accumulated depreciation reduces the value of fixed assets on the balance sheet, and the depreciation deduction reduces taxable income on the income statement. I'm sorry, let me read that one more time. Depreciation affects the company in two ways. Accumulated depreciation reduces the value of fixed assets on a balance sheet, and the depreciation deduction reduces taxable income on the income statement. Oh, cool. Companies may elect either straight line or accelerated depreciation. Using the straight line method, a company depreciates fixed assets by a set amount each year over the asset's useful life. A piece of equipment costing $1 million with a 10-year useful life will generate a depreciation deduction of $100,000 per year. Accelerated depreciation is a method that depreciates fixed assets more during the early years of their useful life and less during the later years. Let me take a look at my USD JPY. Make sure I haven't lost all my money yet. Well, it's going up. Let me see. My 9-day moving average is getting closer to my 20-day moving average. The price is above my VWAP now. Okay, I'm getting my ass kicked, but it's okay. I'm just going to chill out, not do too much. Compared with straight line, accelerated depreciation generates larger deductions, lower taxable income. Compared to straight line, accelerated depreciation, larger deductions, lower taxable income during the early years, and smaller deductions, higher taxable income during the later years. The basic balance sheet equation can be expressed in two ways. Assets minus liabilities equals net worth. Assets equals liabilities plus net worth. My bad. All right, let me see. The basic balance sheet equation can be expressed in two ways. Assets minus liabilities equal net worth. Assets equals liabilities plus net worth. Okay, cool. Oh man, this thing is starting to shoot up. Let me see something real quick. 5 minutes. I'm going to go to the 5-minute chart. The 5-minute, my 9-day just moved past the 20-day, and it's above the VWAP, indicating this is about to go on a bullish run. Okay. All right, taking a look at the 30-minute. 30-minute hasn't caught up, and then if I go to the 4-hour, I'm pretty sure it definitely hasn't caught up. Let me see. Yeah, the 4-hour. The 4-hour says the 9-day moving average is above the 20-day moving average, and is actually getting closer to the 200-day moving average. Oh shit! Indicating a bullish run. But hey, it's all good. Just be cool. Don't do too much. All right. Yeah. All right. Let me get back. Oh crap. Alright, some stuff starting up. My day's about to get busy. Alright, real quick. Capital structure. A corporation builds its capital structure with the following 4 elements: long-term debt, capital stock, common and preferred, capital in excess of par, retained earnings, earned surplus. All right. See the table below for reference and explanation of the following terms. The total capitalization on the sample balance is $90 million. $50 million in long-term debt, $20 million in preferred stock, and $20 million in common shareholders' equity. Remember, capital stock plus capital in excess of par plus retained earnings equals shareholders' equity, net worth. All right, cool. If a company changes its capitalization by issuing stocks or bonds, the effects will show up on the balance sheet. Inventory valuation. Under the FIFO method, first in, first out, the oldest items in the inventory are used to compute cost of sales. During inflationary periods, this method matches current sales with older, cheaper inventory and tends to inflate reported profits. The more recently purchased items remain so. Inventory values are fairly stated. I don't even know what I just read. But okay, moving on. Under the LIFO method, last in, first out, the most recently purchased items are matched against current sales. In inflationary periods, this matches cost with sales better. On the other hand, inventory values are understated. Okay. All right, I got to get ready to wrap this up. Things are here. I'll do just a little bit more, and then I got to get my day started. I'm looking at a example of an income statement. Net sales, cost of goods sold, general operating expenses, operating income, interest expense, pre-tax income, taxes, net income after taxes, preferred dividends, earnings available to commons. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go over this information for years. It's not gonna be like I got all this down pat, right away. Give me one second. Issuing securities. The example balance sheet indicates the company used 1 million shares of $1 par common stock. If it issues 1 million shares, the net worth shareholders' equity will increase by the additional capital raised, and the amount of cash on the asset side of the balance sheet will increase. Okay, I'm kind of getting it. I'm gonna have to put all this information to use and everything. Oh shit. This thing is moving up. I'm sorry, looking at the USD JPY. It's all good. It's all good. Just relax. Convertible securities. When an investor converts a convertible bond into shares of common stock, the amount of liabilities will decrease and owner's equity increases. When an investor converts a convertible bond into shares of common stock. Okay, the amount of liabilities, because bonds are debt equity and will decrease, and the owner's equity will increase because stock is equity. Okay. All right, cool. The changes are on the same side of the balance sheet, so there is no change to the assets. Okay. So it doesn't change the assets, it just changes kind of, the category, whatever. All right, bond redemption. When bonds are redeemed, liabilities on the balance sheet are reduced. The offsetting change would be a decrease in cash on the asset side of the balance sheet. The company would have less debt outstanding, because they redeemed the bond, but it would also have less cash. The balance sheet balances. Dividends. When a cash dividend is declared, retained earnings are lowered and current liabilities are increased. The declaration of a cash dividend establishes a current liability until it's paid. Once paid, it reduces cash and current assets and also reduces current liabilities. Distribution of stock dividends has no effect on corporate assets or liabilities, nor does it change the stockholders' proportionate equity in the corporation. The number of shares each shareholder. All right, give me a second. The number of shares each stockholder owns increases, but each single share represents a smaller slice of ownership in the corporation. All right, I'm not even I'm kind of just trying to, let me just see if I can just get in a couple more things. And then, all right. All right, stock splits. Like a stock dividend, a stock split does not affect shareholders' equity. On the balance sheet, only the par value per share and number of shares outstanding change. Spinoffs. This is a type of corporate deinvestiture, divestiture. Um, it occurs when a company is created by the sale of all shares of subsidiary company or the distribution of new shares of an existing business or division by a parent company. Both sides of the balance sheet for the parent company will be affected to the extent of the equity and debt they have divested themselves of. I'm sorry. It occurs when a new company is created by the sale of all shares of a subsidiary company. Okay. Or a spinoff. Okay. Or the distribution of new shares of an existing business or diversion of a parent. Okay, cool. All right. Financial leverage. Financial leverage is a company's ability to use long-term debt to increase its return on equity. A company with a high ratio of long-term debt to equity is said to be highly leveraged. Stockholders benefit from leverage if the return on borrowed money exceeds the debt service costs. But leverage is risky because excessive increases in debt raise the possibility of default in a business downturn. The Federal Reserve Board defines industrial companies with debt to equity ratios of 50% or more as highly leveraged. However, utilities with their relatively stable earnings and cash flows can be more highly leveraged without subjecting stockholders to undue risk. If highly leveraged, the company is also affected more by changes in interest rates. All right. Goodness gracious. All right. Just a few more minutes. When the dividend, oh, sorry. Moving on. Here, I got a quiz question for y'all. You want to have some fun? All right. Which of the following choices are affected when a corporation purchases printing press for cash? Without even looking at the options, what was that, operating expenses or something? I don't know. Let me see. All right. Current assets, current liabilities, working capital, total assets, total liabilities, net worth. Okay, the answer A and C. Current assets and working capital. A payment of cash reduces current assets. Whenever either current assets or current liabilities change, working capital is also affected. The new printing press increases the value of the fixed assets. Total assets, however, are unchanged because the decrease in current assets is offsetting by the increase in fixed. Okay, bet. All right. Just moving on past the test questions. We can work on those another time. Because that's going to help me retain the information. Private equity. Private equity is equity capital invested in operating companies that are not traded publicly. Often, these companies may have issued equity securities that do trade publicly. You see, it's capital invested in operating companies that are not traded publicly. Okay. Often, these companies may have issued equity securities that do not trade publicly, like common and preferred shares. Regarding the private equity investments, they can be made by firms specializing in these types of investments. Generally known as private equity firms, venture capital firms, funds that specialize in investing in non-public companies and private investors. The majority of private equity is provided by institutional and accredited investors who are able to commit larger amounts of money for longer periods of time. The long holding periods often required for private equity commitments, in theory, allow the placed equity the time needed to accomplish the intended goal of the investment. Private equity capital can be used to fund new technologies, make acquisitions, strengthen a company's cash position or balance sheet, churn around a distressed company, or even to take a publicly traded company private. In the latter example, private equity firms have been known to pull assets together in order to raise the large sums of money needed to buy back shares a publicly traded company in order to take it private. At one time, I thought Tesla was going to go private. Um, business or growth company. I'm sorry, business or growth development company (BDCs). A BDC or a business growth development company is one that is created to help grow small companies while still in the initial stages of their development. While the targeted objective is similar to what venture capital funds do, there is one major difference. BDCs tend to allow smaller, non accredited investors the opportunity to invest in very speculative startup ventures. Understandably, BDCs have become a popular way to finance startup companies because they provide the needed capital to their managements by allowing the general public to invest in the BDC. Many are set up like closed end investment companies, which can be listed and traded on exchanges. Closed end investment. I can't remember what that is right now. Closed end. Oh, crap. Let me see. Uh, Let me see. Hurry up. All this stuff brings back, refresher. What is a closed end investment?
According to Wikipedia, a closed-end fund, also known as a closed-end mutual fund, is an investment vehicle fund that raises capital by issuing a fixed number of shares at its inception, and then invests that capital in financial assets such as stocks and bonds.
Okay. It's like when you play basketball and it's like game lock. It's just a fixed number of people who can play. They got the court, game lock. That's some old childish stuff that we used to do to people. All right. Uh, Income statement. The income statement summarizes a corporation's revenues and expenses for a fiscal period, usually quarterly, year to date, or the full year. It compares revenue with costs and expenses during the period. Fundamental analysts use the income statement to judge the efficiency of a company's operation and its profitability. Net sales, cost of goods sold, COGS, operating cost, including depreciation, operating profit, non operating income, operating income, earnings before interest and taxes, interest expenses, taxable income, pre tax income, taxes, net income after taxes, preferred dividends, earnings available to common dividends, retained earnings. Now, again, just going over this information, I may not remember it all. I may not be an expert. Okay. The various operating and non operating expenses on the income statement are discussed here. Operating income or earnings before interest and taxes. EBIT. Operating income, also called operating margin or earnings before interest and taxes, EBIT, is a company's profits from business operations. In other words, this is the amount of money a company has retained before paying taxes and interest on outstanding debt issues, which is really cool. That's really cool information. Earnings before taxes, EBIT, earnings before EBT, earnings before taxes. That's not our EBT. It's like is the amount of money retained by a company before deducting the money to be paid for taxes. It should be noted that EBT includes money to be taken. Oh, maybe that's why they call it. That might be why they call it EBT. Maybe it's just money before they got to pay all the taxes and everything on it. I don't know why they call it that. I don't know. It should be noted that EBT includes money to be paid in interest on a company's debt instruments. Therefore, it can be calculated by subtracting interest from earnings before interest and taxes, also known as operating income found on the income statement. All right, a few more minutes. Earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. EBITDA. EBITDA. Earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization, EBITDA, is exactly as its titles implies. It can be calculated by looking at an income statement and reversing out interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization from net income. Essentially, if I'm correct, depreciation is when you lower the cost of stuff to increase your taxes. Amortization is, I believe, the opposite. Essentially, I don't know how it works, but I think you can increase the prices of things. I'm not sure. Don't quote me. Talk to your tax advisor and everything. It is a metric used by public investors to measure cash earnings that can be used to pay interest. I'm sorry, I was looking at USD JPY. It's going up like crazy. Um, it can be calculated by by public investors to measure cash earnings that can be used to pay interest and repay principal on debt while eliminating the effects of paying interest and taxes or the accounting effects of including depreciation and amortization. In theory, investors use EBITDA arises from the perception that accountants' measure of profits using accrual accounting can be manipulated, and therefore a measure of cash earnings using EBITDA would be more reliable in assessing the health of a company's ability to repay debt obligations than stated profits. All right, well then let's go ahead and take a look at this real quick. What does amortization mean?
Here's the definition of amortization: the action or process of gradually writing off the initial cost of an asset.
That doesn't really get into it, but we'll figure it out. All right, interest expense. Interest payments on a corporation's debt are not considered an operating expense. Interest payments reduce the corporation's taxable income. Pre-tax income, the amount of taxable income, is operating income less interest payments. So one thing is, what I'm going to try to do with this information is I'm going to try to retain it. I'm going to try to take it in. And then when I go look at the fundamentals of a company, I'm going to try to, line it up. Okay, bet. Then I got to compare it to other companies in the industry, kind of see, okay, what, because if they throw out random numbers, let's just say EBITDA, whatever, I don't know, 50. You say, okay, what does that mean? Right? Then you compare it to the other companies and you say, okay, well, this company is at 80, this company is at 20. So I guess 50 is in the middle. I guess that's pretty good or pretty decent. Or, you just try to figure it all out. Of course, that's not what it would be, but all right. Net income after taxes. If dividends are paid to stockholders, they are paid out of net income after taxes have been paid. After preferred dividends have been paid, the remaining income is available to invest in the business or pay dividends to common stockholders. Interest payments reduce a corporation's taxable income, whereas dividend payments to stockholders are paid with after-tax dollars. Because they are taxable as income to stockholders, dividends are taxed twice. Damn. But interest payments are taxed once as income to the recipient. Net income. Okay, I have to read that one again also. I got a earnings per share. Earnings per share is what remains after payment of interest, taxes, and preferred dividends. Dividing net income after taxes, interest, and payment of preferred dividends by the number of common shares outstanding determines earnings per share. Earnings available to common over the number of shares outstanding. To determine earnings per share, divide earnings available to common by the number of shares outstanding. Gated Widgets, has 4.5 shares outstanding with earnings available to common of $9 million. Earnings per share is $2. Okay, so I'm going to stop there real quick. I got to get back to net income after taxes. I'm going to probably reread that. Got to get myself together. Got a couple things I got to run around and do real quick. Thank you so much to everybody who decides to come over, the house and kick it with your mans. I appreciate it. I'm Chan Man, and this is House of Barf. Blah! I am thrilled to introduce you to an exciting new storybook journey that I believe will capture your imagination. Allow me to present Langston Manxton's Kool-Aid Stand Adventure, a compelling short story that promises to transport you to a world of interest, excitement, and learning. The title of the book is Langston Manxton's Kool-Aid Stand Adventure by Chandler Hayes. In a world of colorful imagination and captivating stories, a new children's book has emerged to empower our young minds with crucial life lessons, life skills, and financial literacy. Langston Manxton's Kool-Aid Stand Adventure is a cheering short story written by a talented Black author who understands the importance of equipping our youth in the early stages of life with the tools they need to navigate the realm of money, savings, and smart choices. Meet Langston Manxton and his imaginary best friend, Zonky, a pink elephant. Two curious souls who embark on an adventure around the vibrant landscape of Wichita, Kansas, where Langston Mason sets out to accomplish multiple goals and is met with obstacles that he must overcome. Langston Mason and Zonky discover valuable lessons of talking about finances in the home in order to gain knowledge. Langston Mason, with a little bit of confidence, the guidance of supportive parents, the help of community members like Mr. Tiller, and his imaginary best friend Zonky, Langston Mason learns about the value of money and how to save, the importance of making thoughtful spending decisions, the significance of thinking outside the box when met with challenges with money, and the joys of sharing with others. Through relatable experiences and engaging storytelling, young readers are introduced to the fundamental concepts of money, such as earning, saving, and spending responsibly. Langston Mason set savings goals, teaching children the importance of planning for future needs and dreams. The book celebrates diversity and the different perspectives on money, shedding light on its role in different people's lives. The characters' interactions emphasize the joys of serving others, the gift of sharing, and making a positive impact in their community. The pages of Langston Mason's Kool-Aid Stand Adventure come to life with vibrant illustrations. The colorful and imaginative visuals not only captivate young readers, but also enhance their understanding of complex financial concepts. Langston Mason's Kool-Aid Stand Adventure is coming soon to bookstores and online realtors. It is a must-have addition to any child's library, fostering essential life skills while sparking the joy of reading. Empower the young minds in your life with the gift of financial literacy and imagination. Join Langston Mason, Zonky, family, and friends on their extraordinary journey of running a drink stand to set them on the path of a brighter future. Your opinion means a great deal to me. I would be honored if you would consider exploring Langston Mason's Kool-Aid Stand Adventure and sharing your thoughts. Your feedback could play an invaluable role in shaping the future of this project. If you have any questions, comments, or would like to discuss the book further, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Your support in spreading the word about Langston Mason's Kool-Aid Stand Adventure would mean the world to me, and I deeply appreciate your consideration. I am a passionate advocate for financial literacy. Me, Chandler Hayes, and am excited to join the community of storytellers. With a background in finances, I am driven to inspire children to embark on their own adventures of learning and discovery through the power of literature. Langston Mason's Kool-Aid Stand Adventure is a heartfelt endeavor to promote financial literacy in a fun and accessible way. As a Black author, I'm committed to providing children of all backgrounds with the tools for success, and I am proud to contribute to a more financially informed generation. Thank you for taking the time to explore this advertisement, and I look forward to the possibility of sharing this extraordinary literature adventure with you. Please feel free to contact me. You can reach me at the email c287gph@gmail.com. All right, thank you. Warmest regards. Have a great day. God bless.